Hello, welcome to the Climbing Podcast post-match reaction, sponsored by NordVPN. I'm your host, Dan Rolinson. It's still match day, just about. I'm joined by Matt Kendrick for a very, very late one. Matt, have you got your flag? I can see it in the background. He's got his flag.
I've got both of them. Can you see?
Yeah. Have you? Oh, I've only got the blue one.
While we're talking about flags, I went on the hunt for. I've got two blue ones in the top of the Trinity, so I went on the hunt for a claret one, and I swapped it with a fella who actually said, "Oh, you're Matt Kendrick."
Oh, nice.
So Nick, we're both kind of already fretting about tomorrow night's match between Tottenham and Man City. But thank you, Nick, for swapping the flag. So we've now both got a claret and a blue one. But yeah, up the Villa indeed.
Up the Villa indeed, absolutely. What a night at Villa Park, eh? Who saw that coming? 3-3 for anyone who is not aware. 3-1 down. I said, this is over. No way we get back into this. And how wrong was I for a change? John Drone came on, and I was a little bit like, what's he gonna do? But there was still one man, Matt, who was hungry like the wolf. Duran, Brace. Duran twice, scored twice, 2 goals.
I tell you what.
Sorry.
I'm going to let that ride. But John Duran came on, scored 2 goals in quick succession. I actually thought when the 9-minute ball went up, I thought he's on course to get the golden boot here. He could, if he continues at this rate, he could overtake Ollie. I think it's big moments, isn't it? We don't know until the final reckoning, either tomorrow night or let's hope it's tomorrow night or Sunday.
Tomorrow night.
How big are those goals going to be? How big's Zaniolo's equaliser at West Ham? How big's that Chelsea winner at Villa Park being ruled out in really, really important moments and fine margins, aren't they? But I think that is a big point tonight. I think it's a massive point.
That is, I will go on record now and say that is the point that secured the Champions League. I absolutely do not see Spurs winning tomorrow. I was a little bit apprehensive if we were to have been beaten tonight, which it absolutely was going that way at one stage. Tottenham could get a point against Man City and they will batter Sheffield United, and maybe that wipes out the goal difference if we lost 3-1 tonight and then lose to Palace. That's a feasible scenario, although I do think now we could possibly go and get something to Palace if we absolutely had to. We kind of put everything in tonight and just about got there. If we had to do that for Palace, I think we would. But I don't see Man City losing. I don't see them slipping up the opportunity to not win the Premier League tomorrow, but if they win both games, they do win it. So I just don't see them losing tomorrow. And I know some people say, don't get too carried away just yet. And that is probably you. But I would be absolutely astounded if Man City were to lose tomorrow.
You know me, mate. I'm always a massive anchor to you. Oh no, that's what I think you and John call me anyway. Just trying to bring you back into reality. And I think tonight's point, let's face it, it's a point that we snatch from the jaws of defeat. Tonight's point, I think, swings the pendulum of pressure straight back onto Spurs now. They've got to win. They've got to win both their games. It's in ordinary
lies on us losing to Palace as well, by the way, which I think before tonight people were going, we won't get another point this season. Liverpool, Palace, very difficult, won't get anything. I think now we've got the point. I think we will also get something at Palace anyway.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it gives us that momentum to say, well, we can actually go and be competitive. Sellers part last day of the season, but I also think it puts it on Spurs that how are they going to prepare for that game now? How are they going to approach that game? Ordinarily, when I wouldn't have any interest in this fixture between Spurs and Man City, you'd automatically expect Man City. They've been over the course so many times before. They know how to go and win. They've been in a kind of league of their own, haven't they? In terms of the Premier League, dominating it for the last 4 or 5 years. It's just that Villa thing now. You think, the Arsenal thing, Spurs handing Arsenal the league. I don't know, but I think if we'd have lost that game tonight, I think they would have had a massive boost, morale boost. Spurs would. Maybe the fact that we've come back and fought it, thrown down the gauntlet, haven't we, to Spurs? Kind of catch me if you can.
Nice, well done, excellent. Took me a while, but I got there in the end. Very good. That's a Tom Hanks reference for anyone who is blissfully unaware that he was at the stadium this evening. I was trying to think of another film. I'm not quick enough. It's 4 minutes to midnight, so not happening at the moment. Do you want to walk through? So do you want to talk through some of the individual moments from the game? It's a balmy night. Where to start? What was the very start?
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you just kind of look away because he's gathered the ball, and you think, until you see the replay, you don't see the little nick that it takes off Pau Torres. Just think, Emi Martinez. The ball goes anywhere near that 6-yard box. He's
Makes it look easy. Yeah,
he's the protector in chief, and then you're like, where is the ball? Why is it no longer in his hands? And why are the kind of Liverpool players running away celebrating? And you just think, I don't know. It was a very, talk about Spurs being Spursy. I think Villa were being Villery or Villasy tonight, because you just thought, the place was rocking. It was a real occasion. We were up for it. I think the flag display was good. I thought Villa Park looked immaculate again. And then all of a sudden, it just just knocks the stuffing out of you, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know how I felt during the time. It feels like a long time ago that, but you always say, if you're gonna play one of these top sides, you don't give them anything, do you? And I said in the preview, like, the game plan here is be resolute, protect the clean sheet. If you do that, you'll probably get something from this. But obviously, you get at least a point if you get a clean sheet. To throw it away, literally, by Emi Martinez, the most reliable goalkeeper in the opening minute, like that, it was just setting up for, oh no, it's not going to go how we want it to do. It's going to be that Liverpool kind of walk away with it. Even the second goal they scored, I've not seen it back, but at the time I thought that was a bit easy as well. So I feel like we've given them 2 goals there, and at that stage, it's a very, very, very difficult job for Villa to come back and get anything. But I just felt all the way through that game, we can beat these. They're not even that good. I felt that all the way through, because we kept making chances and that they were vulnerable at the back, and you just keep thinking, if you hadn't done that at the start, we'd now be going ahead. And yeah, it wasn't to be in that sense, but it's just a really strange night. So many individual moments to talk about. We're not going to be able to cover them all right this second, but it just felt like a roller coaster, up and down, the momentum of the game shifting all the time.
Yeah, but we've seen this as well, and we've seen some of our kind of superstars. Luiz has gone off the boil. So Martinez, what I liked today was the way the whole team and the rest of Villa Park, as soon as Martinez committed that rare error, Villa Park kind of rallied round him, and as if to say, "Don't worry, you've won us enough points. You've been brilliant for us, so we've got you back." And then you could see Martinez, I don't think his confidence gets knocked for long, does it? And I just thought he grew back into the game, and then I was going to crowbar in my next reference about kind of heroes and villains and angels and demons.
Nice, yeah.
But we've seen
Tom
Diaby
Hanks films to see if I can think of any.
I've got them all here, mate. We could see like Diaby probably could have scored about 6 goals tonight. So we're all thinking, oh, goodness me. But then he's got the assist somehow for Duran's equaliser. It was just a roller coaster, wasn't it? I mean, what a match. Obviously, if we'd have scored that 4th goal, that would have been the absolute pinnacle. But what a match in terms of drama to wrap up, certainly at Villa Park, wrap up a quite brilliant season.
Yeah, I'm going to add in before we talk about any specifics. I just want to add in my feelings about this evening. I fear this may come across negative, but we'll see. Maybe I'm not alone here. I know we've come back from 3-1 down to get a point, and it could be a massive point. And as I've said, I think that is probably the point to see us over the line. We said before, didn't we? I think 67 might have been enough, because I don't think Spurs will win but the 2 games. So 68 certainly should be. There's a tiny part of me that is filled with a little bit of disappointment that we've not mathematically done it tonight and been able to celebrate it properly. It feels like I'm celebrating the Champions League, but I'm waiting for VAR to rule it out, and I'm like, better not get too carried away just in case Tottenham win tomorrow. Can you imagine the atmosphere at the end? It was brilliant anyway. Throughout the game, it was. But can you imagine if we knew for absolute facts Champions League was wrapped up tonight? We can all celebrate it. Brighton last year on their last game of the season, played, well, their last home game anyway, played the Europa League music, I think, in the stadium. I can imagine if we played the Champions League music, it's not how special would that have been. So there's a tiny part of me that is disappointed that we don't get that moment as 40,000 to celebrate it in the same space together with the players. But that point is absolutely massive in getting us towards that goal, and we'll be able to celebrate it at some point. Can't believe live, maybe.
Yeah, well, I think, listen, we get greedy, don't we? And it would have been...
It absolutely is greed, yeah.
You know, it would have been magnificent. It's funny, I mean, I'm probably jumping all over the place here, but that Duran equaliser, I'm normally so, I don't know, VAR has kind of ground me down so much that I normally hold a little bit back before I celebrate, just in case. But that was such a big moment. And I thought, well, what are they going to find that's wrong with this? And I've never really seen limbs in the top of the Trinity before. And you have to be careful because we sit at the front, so you could end up
in
tumbling over into the tier below. But I just kind of let it all go, just kind of loved it, was jumping up and down around like a mad idiot. And then there's the VAR, it stops.
Was it handball they were looking at for that one?
Well, apparently, but I don't know. What are they
one
going
replay?
for?
It took one replay on the big screen to go, that's not handball. And it took a while to check it as well.
What are they going looking for?
I seen Duran on the centre circle pointing at his thigh, like,
yeah,
it's my leg. Yeah.
But I was so relieved and excited and appreciative of that goal that it became double limbs rather than VAR killing our celebrations. It gave me a double celebration.
The half limbs ruled out. It was double limbs. Yeah,
but it was a reminder of what a farcical situation it is. You know, so many VAR stoppages and long delays today. We won't be the first to say it, and we've said it lots of times, but it just takes the edge off the game, doesn't it? It's just become farcical.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. The ending of that game, I was so close to thinking the fourth's coming here. We are winning this. I said for the Olympiacos game, I was big in the preview for that I want us to be involved in one of those games that you see a last minute goal, 90 plus whatever. We're not being involved in anything like that off the top of my head. I probably have, and somebody will tell me otherwise in a second. But just imagine to have seen the scoreboard of that coming back 3-1, 3-3, and then Duran hat trick, 95th minute or something like. I was fully on board for this is happening. Like there's a momentum shift here. I can feel it that Villa are going to go on and win this game, and sadly that wasn't the case. But me and my dad went mental for both the Duran goals. Like we both said on the way back, I can't remember celebrating like that for a while. And again, we probably have, but that goal felt so massive for us achieving something. The Harahan goal in the semi-final against Albion, that was similar probably for like this goal gives us something. It's not just another 3 points in a season, it's to get us somewhere. Felt a little bit the same as that. Palace at home, people in the comments are saying, yeah, fair enough, Duran again with some last minute limbs. Tielemans as well, getting the first goal was a great finish at the time. Again, I've not seen it back. For him to come back was an unexpected little treat, wasn't it? For his face to be on the team sheet graphic at 7:00. We'd not had a press conference, so we were all a little bit like, oh well, he's close, but what does that mean? And he's got an hour out of it and put a real shift in. Got a huge goal as well. So yeah, they gave it everything tonight, the players, and that's what they had to do, wasn't it? We said this before. They've got to put a big performance in here to get anything. And a point, as I said, I think that is enough now. So fair play to them. What a bloody team.
Yeah, I'm just exhausted. And, just returning to your point about how sweet it would have been to seal the deal at Villa Park tonight. But at least we didn't lose it. At least we got
100%.
something.
Yeah.
4-3, what a beautiful day in the neighbourhood that would have been. But having said that, Dan, when they scored the third, I thought it was going to be terminal, to be honest.
Oh, that is enough.
Listen, I know we've had a little bit of a dip in form in the last couple of weeks, but I don't think we can let that sully what's been a magnificent season. Just ticking these off. All right, bear with me.
Anyone got Tom Hanks film bingo here? Any others you can think of? Please, that's enough, surely. Cast that list away. Does that work?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
So,
But just on the subject of VAR, we've moaned about it all season, mate. But I'm not going to resort to the kind of thing, that those Forrest Gumps did the other week. I'm not going to.
all right, get that piece of paper, chuck it behind you. I've had enough of these now. We need to move on.
I think I'm out of it anyway, mate. I think I'm out of it.
You can
I
tell
think I made enough of a splash with that. Anyway,
you can tell it's late night. Claret and Blues back again. By the way, guess how many people are watching?
I can see 642.
Oh, I didn't think you were logged in. 642 people watching at 7 minutes past midnight on Tuesday, the 14th of May now, which is my sister's birthday. Happy birthday if you're watching. She won't be. Yeah, madness that there's so many people watching. I'm glad we jumped on just to give our instant reaction vibes to the game. Not much analysis, there never is. Any other bits and pieces you want to mention specifically? Any individual players, any individual moments? The referee?
I think.
Who's the Scouser in the black was a nice little twist on the classic chant, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, let's kind of go through the goals. I thought Watkins did brilliantly for the first goal, or for our first goal rather. I thought it came at a good time. Well, it comes at a good time until you leak another one at the other end of the pitch. But I thought he did magnificently, and I thought Tielemans did well to kind of just fire that home emphatically. I thought that we created chances all night long.
Yeah.
We've mentioned Diaby. I thought McGinn and Tielemans were both magnificent first half. I thought McGinn was really setting the tone. And Tielemans has become, I don't know whether you can give half player of the seasons, but I think in the second half of the season, probably him and Morgan Rogers. We've had the usual, Watkins and McGinn and probably less Luiz than in recent weeks, but Luiz and Martinez and Torres, etc., etc. But I think Tielemans has been really, really good, and I was really delighted to see him on the team sheet. I mean, Diaby, just a couple of moments where you thought, oh no, it's not going to happen. Like McGinn's put Diaby through and he's blazed it over at the North Stand, and then another McGinn ball, and Diaby's tried to backheel it to Bailey rather than manoeuvring it properly. And even
Strange
that one,
Diaby. I thought it was a good performance overall, but until the final moment, like the final pass or the finish or the decision making, didn't do everything wrong, obviously, but a few occasions where you think, that should have been a pass, or the next time you should have shot. Alisson makes a brilliant save from an effort, which would have been for the equaliser. I can't quite remember.
I think that
was that for the winner?
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah, I mean that's a great save from Alisson. So in that moment, he does the right thing. He does everything but score. So kind of an up and down performance from him. I thought he was effective and useful. It got into some great positions, but then a lot of the time didn't do the right thing when he got to the position. But that old cliche, like better to be in those positions and getting something than to not be in the game, I suppose. Which is not the cliche, but the one I'm talking about.
No, fair play to him. I think it was his little son who scored at the end, though.
Yeah.
He was getting all right, battering from I think Emi Martinez. His son, he just kept bouncing off him, but then he managed to stick the ball in the North Stand net. So that was a big moment for Mini Martinez versus Mini Musa. It's a big moment for the Musa family. But yeah, I thought it was just that so many things you thought this isn't going to be our night. I mean, we always moan at refs. I thought he let a lot of their kind of spoiling fouls go in terms of not getting his yellow cards out, and then I think did he book Torres quite easily for us? I think he booked.
But there was one where it was like, gosh, is that every foul a yellow card when it's us?
Yeah, and then I thought the Watkins goal that was I mean, is he destined not to get that 20th?
Does feel a bit like that, doesn't it? I'll tell you what would have got it. Big Diego Carlos not being in the way.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Oh my God, the miss of the season. Firstly, I don't know how. I mean, the ball in, yeah, great. Diego Carlos absolutely should score from that position. But first of all, why is he there? If Diego Carlos is not there, Watkins scores 100%. Like, I know the same thing could have happened to Watkins in theory, but you'd back Watkins to score from 3 yards into an empty net, and that's the 20th goal.
Where does Carlos think that ball's going to go?
I don't know.
Because Bailey has done everything right to square
Watkins must have said, leave it, surely.
You've got to anticipate that ball is coming in, because Bailey's got nowhere. Well, she's got quick feet, so we could have probably done 5 spins and whatever. But that's Bailey's going to put that ball in that area. So you've just got to stick it away. So there was that moment, and then there was the goal that was offside. I thought we did our best to try and miss that anyway. The Watkins goal that was offside.
Yeah.
I think Bailey half thought about leaving it to Diaby, then thought, well, I've got to. I don't know whether I'm on, so I've got to go with it. Clumsily, just about got it under control, squared it. Watkins to me seemed to have scuffed it massively, but it went in. And then even after that, when that was disallowed, I think it was Diaby who led the press and closed them down quickly, got a chance, and then Watkins done an air kick back heel. And you just thought, we could play all night and we're not going to score here. But
that one that was offside for Watkins, obviously it's Bailey that's offside, isn't it? At the time, you could see the mix up between Bailey and Diaby, and I thought from where I was, Diaby's the one that's onside here. So when Bailey went to kind of take over, I thought, oh, this is probably going to be ruled out.
I think they knew that as well, but I think Bailey thought, I'm not 100% sure, so I've got to seize this moment.
Got to play to the whistle, I suppose.
Yeah, but I thought Zaniolo's cameo was the most Zaniolo thing in the world. I mean, I thought he came. That was a decent chance and a good save by Allison as well. And then he gets himself injured and then kicks a bottle in a fit of temper as he wanders down the tunnel.
I think we'll see him again. Do you?
Say again.
I don't think we'll see him again. Do you?
No, I wish he'd have applauded. I know he'd come on the lap of honour or a lap of appreciation. I wish he'd have applauded as he'd gone down the tunnel, to be fair. But I'll tell you the one thing that I wanted to mention was the halftime tributes to the Whole Tenders in the Sky. I thought it was, listen, we know that we see this every year, and obviously Circle of Life means that there's new people on there. I thought it was lovely. I thought the Liverpool fans were class in terms of that. They joined in with the applause and kept it going throughout that tribute. On a kind of personal level, one of the people who a tribute was paid to was a young footballer called Maddie Cusack, who played for Villa earlier in a career. Most recently played for Sheffield United. That's close to home because her brother works with us, Rich Cusack. So I text Rich while it was on the screen. They're all big Derby County fans, that family. But I thought that was just really poignant and really nice that you can stop and remember. It's been the best season in living memory, or best season for a generation. And there'll be a lot of people with loved ones who have departed who remember going to the Villa with those loved ones and just wish they could have shared those moments with them. So for Villa to pay tribute like that, I thought was really lovely and really touching.
Yeah, absolutely. Echo everything you said there. Totally agree. Just back to the football quickly. I thought the substitutions were very good from memory. Obviously, goes without saying, doesn't it? Duran comes on and scores the 2 goals to get us back into it. The 4 Liverpool substitutions helped us as well. I thought that disrupted them a little bit. Harvey Elliott came off; thought he was good. 4 substitutions again could be a masterstroke, and you got fresh legs. But you look at that, I think there's pretty much not quite half the team, but half the outfielders. And you think this might be bringing a little bit of confusion with it. Tielemans obviously only gives an hour, which was probably to be expected because he was only just coming back from injury. Zaniolo gets his cameo. I'm going to cough. Apologies. It's all to celebrating. It's really done my throat in. Callum Chambers, just a very quick word for him, who's not been involved in the European campaign because of not being registered for whatever reason, and has come on and contributed today, being a part of the build-up for the 3rd goal, I think it was, or the 2nd.
He got an assist, didn't he? I think he got an assist.
I don't know, did he actually go down? Is it? He obviously breaks up the play, doesn't he, and feeds it off. So fair play to Callum Chambers, who comes in fleeting moments here and there and is ever reliable, I suppose, in those little moments.
Yeah, listen, he's fantastically well paid for what he does, but still to be motivated, to be fit, to be ready in important moments like that. I think the first touch of the ball he had was one of those ones where you send it into your defensive midfielder on the edge of the box, and I thought, what's happening here? But he did a nice little Cruyff turn down the other end, but then I think he was trying to be a bit ambitious with some of his passes that ended up going out for goal kicks. But everybody's played their part, whether it's somebody who's played for kind of less than 90 minutes over the course of a season, or whether they've been pretty much ever present. Everybody's played a part in that squad, and I think it was good that in terms of, listen, it's not ideal that your last home game of the season is on a Monday night when you've got people who are travelling miles and need to get home, and you've got kids on school nights and stuff like that. I thought, I must admit, I was a little bit disappointed that Villa Park wasn't fuller at the end. I thought the whole end still looked pretty full. But listen, I've got a 30-minute commute home. I haven't got to drive 4 hours like the Cornwall Lions or people who are here, there, and everywhere. But I thought that would have been a different lap of appreciation, I think, if we hadn't staged that heroic comeback.
Yeah, I think it would have been much less if we'd not got the comeback. I think people would have thought, oh, well, it is late, I have got to go. Would have been more if we'd have secured Champions League for definite as well. Lots of different variables. Would have been more, obviously, for a better kickoff time. But I thought it was decent. I thought everyone got their dues kind of thing. Just on the appreciation, I suppose, a word for Unai's speech. From what you could hear from it anyway. Speakers aren't great at Villa Park, are they?
No, I heard the words Crystal Palace. I heard the words Champions League, and I heard the words up the Villa, and I heard the words good evening, because he always remembers to be polite. I tell you what I enjoyed about Unai on that lap of appreciation. Just in front of, he wasn't giving it the kind of big Jurgen Klopp fist pump, but he was almost conducting the whole end as they were singing to him, and it was just good.
Just
you
a
don't
little
see
bit
him
of
there. You don't see him connect. He connects in the way that we see him racing up and down the touchline and being properly in the moment. But because he disappears down the tunnel, to see that kind of mutual appreciation society and that proper loving was just brilliant.
We haven't seen that since Brighton last game last season.
Yeah,
like there's some great pictures in our archive of him celebrating and stuff and giving big fist bumps that you don't often see stuff like that from him, and it's a nice kind of humanising quality that you think of him as this like ultra serious football tactician, genius, whatever. But he has got this, and we knew this anyway, but he's got this nice human side as well that kind of lets go and lets loose every so often as well, and that's really nice to see when we've done something. I think you probably would grow old of that a little bit if it was after every win against Everton in the bottom half of the table, and it's like the free fist bump thing gets a bit old, but for him to do it in kind of those moments is nice, classic.
No, it's lovely. I loved McGinn's little speech saying, come on, Man City. And like I said, Emi Martinez doesn't his confidence isn't fragile for very long, is it? When he's coming, Champions League, baby.
You know what Dad said? He instantly went, "Oh, this doesn't blow up in our face tomorrow." I was like, "Just relax. Man City will win. Come on." It's done, isn't it?
I think if they don't, I said to my travelling companions tonight as we were walking back to the car, said, "Listen, it's football. Anything can happen. It could still be that Man City haven't got a great record at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I think they won in the cup, didn't they? But I don't think they've won there for 2 or 3 years. We don't need them to win there. We need them to draw there now, basically. But if you'd have said at the start of the season, we will have to go to Crystal Palace on the final day and get a point to qualify for the Champions League, you'd say,
yes, please.
Quite fancy that. Now, you might not expect Crystal Palace to have gone on a 6-game unbeaten run under a new manager and play like kind of prime Brazil. But this is Aston Villa. We're more than capable of going there and seeing this out for ourselves. Let's hope we don't have to. Let's hope Sunday afternoon can be nice, kind of calm viewing with a couple of beers in front of the telly and our feet up, knowing it's job done. But if it has to be that, it has to be that, and you have to back this coach and this group of players to go and do it.
Yeah. Comment from Alan says, "Dan, you've been coughing for about 6 weeks. Go and see a doctor." I have. I've been ill for a long time, on and off. It comes and goes, but tonight has exacerbated it by all the cheering and stuff, which is madness. And all the talking. So we'll wrap this up very soon. Is there any other football-related bits you want to talk about? Because I've got one more thing to mention at the end.
Only prize where it lies. It was nice to see a winner.
We've waited all season, haven't we, for a winner
at the end of the season. I mean, this is a club that's on the brink of the Champions League, and we all know what a money pit that is.
Another reference, was it?
It was, yeah. But a 50 quid voucher For the club shop. I mean, do they still sell car stickers in the club shop? You ain't going to get much for 50 quid in this day of broken Brexit Britain, are you?
He might be able to get half of the new Adidas shirt next year if he's lucky.
Well, I tell you what, because everybody's been all the murmurings and whisperings today as we've seen the Adidas, a soft launch, shall we say, little hints that have been dropped. I thought I either wanted Unai to kind of pull off his suit jacket and his shirt and reveal it like Superman style, or I tell you what, I'd be it, and I'll probably get a backlash for this. When Jack Grealish scores the winner tomorrow, he lifts up his Man City shirt, and underneath it is the new Villa Adidas kit.
You know what's mad about that? You and me are on the same wavelength with our brains, yeah. Because I said exactly the same thing during the match with my dad. He said it'd be great if Grealish scored for us, for Man City, for us, and revealed that he was wearing a claret and blue sweatband or whatever. And I said, what if he lifted his shirt up and he had the new Adidas shirt on? So you and me have got the same brain, which is probably worrying for me, if anything.
Listen, great minds think alike, don't they?
Yeah. Okay, you done? One more thing to mention, and then we can go to bed.
I think I'm done, man. I think I've run out of. I think Wikipedia's let me down. I've run out of references.
Okay, so to end then, talking of soft launches, we've kind of soft launched the Claret Blue Live event that is going to be on the 4th of June, which is a Tuesday evening at Hockley Social Club, the same venue as last year. It was the 1st of June last year, which I think was a Thursday. So it was always a weeknight kind of thing rather than a weekend because they're closed on a weekday. So that's why we've got the venue. That's a very boring thing that people don't need to know. Anyway, we kind of...
They're not closed down. They're still open.
No, they're closed. They're only open like 4 days a week.
Yeah, but they're not closed that night that we're there.
Oh, no, obviously not that night. No, they've opened for us. Yeah, sorry.
They've normally got something better on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but in the week...
There's nothing. So we're there, Yeah, okay.
Am I selling this?
Yes, absolutely. So we've announced it 4th of June, kind of put the date in the diary for now, but tickets are not available just yet. That'll be Wednesday evening. So I wanted to give people enough time on social media, on the podcast, that I didn't want to announce the tickets straight away and people go, well, I didn't even know. You got a couple of days. It'll be Wednesday evening, probably 6 o'clock. It'll be on Eventbrite, the same as last year. All our social media will have all the links and we'll promote it very well so you don't miss out. I think there's 300 tickets to start with. The venue holds something like 600, but we had 300 last year, and that was enough seated people. We don't really want... It's going to be a long evening. We don't really want people to be stood around. So we're going to start at 300. We can probably bump it to 350 if needs be. But it's going to be... I mean, you could probably put 2 and 2 together of why we've waited till the 4th of June when the season ends on this Sunday. We might have thought maybe that we'd have been in the Conference League final on the 29th, all right? So we wanted to wait until then. Sadly, that's not the case. So it would have been our end of season kind of review where we look at everything and break everything down. That obviously will not be the case. We'll do that next week instead. So it'll just be like a Q&A, a general chit-chat about Aston Villa. I'm sure we'll still be buzzing about the Champions League. 4th of June's quite a while away. Maybe we'll have signed players by then. Maybe we'll have sold players. There will be talking points for us to discuss. And we'll be joined by some special guests as well, which are kind of familiar faces to the podcast. People who have been on the episodes this season will be there to join us as well. And we'll discuss all that and more on Wednesday. So Wednesday, 6 p.m, keep an eye out on the Claret and Blue podcast Twitter, mine and Matt's, John's, the Birmingham Live website, whatever it is. You will not be able to not hear about the Claret and Blue Live show over the next week or two. We'll promote it all the time. So plenty of opportunities to get your tickets. Matt, are you excited about it? You looking forward to it?
I am excited about it. I wonder if we could bring my my bestie Tom Hanks. I wonder if he could come. I've met him, don't you, Dan?
I do know the Portland Timbers.
I met him on Villa's tour of America under Paul Lambert in 2012.
Yeah,
where we went there, don't you?
Where?
Chicago, Philadelphia, and met him in Portland. So
yeah,
but I don't think he's going to come. I think it's going to be me, you, Townley, and some other of our besties.
Yeah, we can ask if you want. If you've got a number for him, ask him.
He never phones, does he? Just never bothers anymore.
Right, let's cut it down now. I'm delirious. I want to go to bed. I need to properly clear my throat. It's almost 12:30. Thank you everyone for joining us. 672 people still here at the very end. If you are watching this on catch up and you've watched the whole thing, what do you want them to leave in the comments? We've done this recently to prove people have watched. They comment like a certain word. Do you want to go for anything for them?
Can they not just put more like Hanks references in there?
Possibly, yeah, but I think people will do that from just through the start anyway. So it needs something very specific, like beef burger or something.
Duran.
Duran. Okay, so if you watch to the very end of the podcast, scroll down on YouTube, leave a comment, say Duran. So we know that you're somebody who's listened to the whole podcast. Fair play to you if you've lasted the whole 36 minutes, by the way. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. It's been good fun for us, Matt. This is our our penultimate post-match show, our final one at home at Villa Park. Probably your final one, because you don't tend to do aways, do you? So, yeah, this is the last kind of post-match live stream of the season for you.
I think I might do. If I'm allowed, I might do this
You can
weekend.
absolutely do it. Yeah, you can do it if you want.
Yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow night. Whether I can be Aston on Sunday.
Okay, fair enough. We will be back tomorrow night, I think, with a podcast. If Man City win, I think John will want to jump on and talk about the top four. So there will probably be another podcast tomorrow evening. So it won't be midnight, I'll tell you that. We'll have voice notes, we'll have Q&As, all kind of stuff that we normally do. We'll be here on the podcast channel. A few people have tweeted me to say, like, oh, keep the podcast going during the summer. Like, we need our Villa fix, things like that. We'll obviously reduce our output over the summer because there won't be games to cover, but we'll still be doing podcasts every week, probably 2 or 3 episodes rather than 5 or 6, but we will still be here. There's plenty to talk about, transfer targets, all sorts of different things. So the podcast won't be going away, will it, Matt?
It won't. It might take a little break while you're having a well-earned holiday.
Possibly, yeah. But I'm sure we'll schedule some content and there'll still be things out there.
Yeah, we'll keep it ticking, mate. We'll keep it ticking. Yeah, are we done?
We're done, yes. Thank you for joining me. Thank you everyone for watching along or listening. We massively appreciate every single one of you. We'll be back tomorrow, like I say, unless Spurs win, in which case we'll leave it and it'll be Wednesday. So plenty of content upcoming and we'll see you then. Cheers, everyone.
Thanks for watching. Up the Villa.
Bye-bye.